Welcome to Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. If you're into interior design, you'll love it here. I'm Suzanne, an interior designer and your hostess. In this video, we're exploring the new collection by Threshold with Studio McGee at Target. There's a lot to see here. We have traditional pieces with a modern flair, but we also have traditional pieces that are going way back to the 17th century. And then we have unabashedly modern pieces as well. So much to look at. It was hard to categorize this, but what I decided to do was to try to demonstrate it by color. So we're starting with neutrals, but get this about the colors. You will be seeing deep reds, which is very unusual these days, so I love that. And then we have dark blues and gorgeous greens. And then we have some flower arrangements, or I should say leaf arrangements, and some really specifically fall decor. Keep in the back of your mind as you watch that everything that you'll see in this video will be linked, so you don't have to keep track. You can just go to the description box, and if you don't see it, hit more, and then you can sort through all of the things to kind of browse. All right, let's get started. I'm starting with an item that is brilliantly practical and beautiful. If you can find the practical things that you need in your home and find the most superb version of that thing, that's the way to go with decorating, because every little thing will be so precious. And in this case, it is your doorstop. This is a beautiful marble version. It's in the color of marble that McGee uses quite a bit. So it would flow with a lot of pieces that you may have gotten from her, or pieces that are out there because this color marble is very popular regardless of her collection. But this is so pretty, and I would love to have one for every door that slams shut with the windows open, and it would just look very beautiful. We have these two textured vases, and I'll start with the one that's taller. I know that a lot of people on YouTube or TikTok are taking old vases that they're thrifting and creating this look. They've been doing that for years. But in this case, you can just buy it and be done with it. And the glory of this one is how tall it is. It's a foot tall. That is perfect to get a statement arrangement. And the color of this is very agreeable. You could fit it into so many different color palettes. And although you may think that it would look nice just paired with the other one, they definitely stand alone as well. So why don't we look also at the more round version? And I might prefer this one. And this one is looking beautiful on its own or with florals in it. I do love a round vase at the moment, so maybe that's why I'm drawn to this one. But both of them are beautiful. If you can afford both, I would just do that so that you can put it behind you and start using them together and have a pretty little picture package. You're seeing a lot of color in these main images of the item that I show you, and then I've got a neutral item for you, but don't worry, the color is coming if that's what you're into. But if you like neutrals, this would be a lovely piece. It's $25. It's their 10-inch pedestal paper mache bowl, and this looks so Pottery Barn. In fact, it looks like a very specific Pottery Barn piece that wasn't footed, and these look so gorgeous on top of a coffee table book, or just to round out any vignette that you have going. It's so cute. I like it. You may potentially be salivating over this blue bowl, but we will get to that. Right now we're looking at the earthenware ribbed vase. It's about 8 inches high, and it's $22. And you can see how it blends in with traditional wares and looks perfectly sculptural. You know, it just varies the clean lines that you might see with tradition and just lightens things up a bit. I think it might be too much for some people, but just the right piece for someone who's looking for, you know, an artsy pottery looking piece. We've seen other lidded round containers that are marble from this collection in the past, and here we have this version that has the little knob to take the top off. And if you got, you know what, I think so many of you bought the other one. A lot of people on TikTok bought it. So this would be just a newer version with smoother lines. Just keep in mind these are usually quite heavy, but they're really fun. And if you're looking to get a neutral piece that makes a lot of sense and is very practical, that would be a great one. You've heard in the videos that have preceded this that green is really in, and this green marble gourd is just perfect if you're getting into that colorway. So it looks so nice on top of a coffee table book there. I'm sure you could arrange it in numerous ways. It's 9 inches high, so it is a little taller than maybe it looks in those images, but knowing that flower arrangement or leaf arrangement was very tall, so it kind of tricks the eye. But yeah, this is pretty big, and that green marble, was in the late 80s, 90s, and it is back. The green marble set of 2 bookends is fantastic. So we have that beautiful and rich color of green again, but I thought the price of these were so good because you're getting the set of marble bookends that you could use these forever. I mean, marble doesn't go out of style. It is very sculptural. I used that word other times in this video, sorry, but it is. And so it does have that contemporary flair, but with the marble, it's also bringing in that tradition. But this would look fantastic in someone's library, on a bookshelf. And in fact, I would say you might want to grab these as a holiday gift for someone, maybe for a manager or something, because I think it would go over well. This piece is the little darling of the collection. She always has something very sweet and adorable, and this is the one in this collection. It does have the green on the matting, which is velvet, and that's a really cute touch. Very unusual, isn't it? So this looks a little bit grandma in the most wonderful and cute way, and I just love it. So you would need to figure out a way to hang this where it doesn't look like a lonely little piece on the wall. You would want to hang it with other things or find a spot that is petite for it. But this is just beautiful and lovely, and I applaud this piece. This item is one of the first of many that has the braided motif on it. And this one is braided around the edge. This wood tray makes a much better presentation in person than it did online to me. And I put it toward the front of the video because I've got a couple of braided items now together. But this tray looks very expensive, and I feel like if you did purchase this, you would be able to keep it forever and use it forever. It would be nice as a coffee table tray, or in your kitchen, or in the bedroom on a dresser. However you use it, I think that you'll be as impressed as I am when you see it. Here's a fascinating piece. Sometimes people traditionally call these barley twist pieces of furniture. She's calling it braided, which works just as well. And it looks very traditional. In fact, there are pieces coming up in her collection that she labeled as Jacobean, which is a 17th century form of furniture. And this looks like it would fit right in with that sort of century, except it does have a lot of clean, very plain lines on it as well. But it blends with those other items, which I'll point out later. But anyway, if you did buy this, I don't think you would ever regret it. It's a wonderful piece that I think could really stand the test of time. You may be tempted to paint it in the future as trends change, but I wouldn't if I were you. And I think this is absolutely worth every penny. It's on sale as I'm recording this, but it may not be when you see it. So I'm putting the regular price in print on here. Sometimes if I say that a price may be different, if someone sees it in print, they freak out a little if it's different. So here's the regular price. Hopefully it's on sale when you take a peek. We have another twist piece, and it would go perfectly with the table that we were just talking about. This is beautiful. If you were to buy something from that century, it probably would have been real silver, and this is more practical because it's cast metal. So you won't have to be polishing it all the time, but this is a beautiful piece, and again, one of those that I think if you buy now, you'll be very happy later and for years to come. It's so nice. I don't know if you'll recall, but in the last video we were styling a console table, and I did use a gold IKEA bowl that I told you was something that people are seeking out now that it's been gone for a while. This has that same sort of flair, so I like it very much and I would recommend it. $22, 9 inches wide, so pretty wide, and this would look fantastic on top of a coffee table book or placed within your vignette in some way. The Studio McGee threshold line tends to have links in the different collections, and these are so different than the ones in the past. They're called the cast metal links, and they're $20. They're so flexible, more flexible than I pictured. So you could do a lot of different looks with this, but it's nice because it changes the shape of the vignette that you're creating, and it can give it just a little more, I'm going to use the word pizzazz even though I hate it, but yes, it can just give it more pizzazz and shape and a little bit of a polish. If you asked AI to show you a picture of a typical autumn blanket, I think they might show you something exactly like this. And this is just perfect for fall, very traditional. It's got a few variations on a cable knit, so it's got a little bit of a wave and a swirl in a way, and that goes along with all of the twistiness in this collection. I really like this, and it would go well with a lot of the pieces. There is no denying that the previous throw blanket and this throw pillow would look excellent together. I love the colors in this pillow, and in fact, in the description it mentions red, and I was hard pressed to see the red until I looked at the close-up view. So you've got a mustard, a cream, a red, all mixed together, and they look great. So this is where we're going to start getting into color. Here is the Jacobean lumbar pillow, 14 inches by 24, an adorable lumbar, and that pattern is very traditional, and it does look like the 17th century, except for the fact that it has stripes in this pattern that you'll see if I show you a close-up image. So it takes a little bit away from that traditional look, but it's beautiful. So I like both colors. This rich red that you're seeing, you're going to see a lot coming up instantly, but also I wanted to show you the fact that there is a blue-green version of this pillow too. So it just depends on your color palette, but these would have fit perfectly into my traditional home that I had but no longer have, and I would have brought them home immediately. And if you have a very traditional home with these sorts of colors, I would imagine you can't resist this. As I said, we are entering the very deep red section of this video, and I think you might love it. So this one is an 8-inch marble bowl, and it's $30. And I can just guarantee that in the comments, someone would have, if I didn't say it, this looks like a dog bowl. But it really doesn't, because it's so wide and it's a little more shallow than you would expect from that. And with the ribbing, you know, you can stop ribbing. I think this is really pretty. So, and I thought it's well priced for the marble. It does say that it has natural coloring, which is to do with the marble and not the fact that it definitely has red marbling in it. Now let's take a look at the marble tray, and it's the same beautiful burgundy with the lovely marbling swirls, and $35 is a great price for real marble. This one's 12 inches wide. Last fall, Threshold with Studio McGee did have a red marble pumpkin, and we have another one this year. This one to me looks like it's bigger. I think it might be about 2 inches bigger than the one from last year. And this one's $22. If you got the one last year, I mean, how could you not get this? And if you feel like you missed out on the one last year, here's another opportunity. There are 3 deep red lacquer pieces in this collection, and we'll do them one by one, but I just wanted to note that there are 3, and they don't mean for you to use all 3 together in the same room. These are more of a wowzer sort of piece. You probably grab one. The style of these remind me of chinoiserie, but without all of the detail hand-painted fanfare underneath. So just the solid color is super interesting. It looks very high-end, and it would definitely be a bold choice. So are you a bold enough decorator to go ahead and grab one of these for your design? But by the way, you don't have to be bold. If this doesn't fit into your color palette, why, absolutely don't do it. But it may, and if it does, you may want to go wild and get one of these. So you've been looking at the coffee table, which is a really beautiful shape too, and I love how big it is. But then we also have the demi-lune console table. This is, to me, would probably be meant for the end of a hallway or to the side of a door, maybe on either side of your front door if you didn't have cabinets there or little closets there. It would look very Home Alone. You know, the Sheraton Hall table in Home Alone. It would look like that except for a flashy red version of it. Anyway, I digress. But there's also a accent table. And so if you want to be less risky, this might be the piece for you. But you'll have to let me know what you think of these in the comments. And if you hate them, don't blame me. But I would say that I am a fan. Even though this has a lot of other colors in it, I wanted to put it in the red section. And this is named appropriately. It's the XL fall leaf statement arrangement. It's 31 inches tall, which is just so tall for an arrangement. So this would definitely be a statement maker. And it's $60, I think well worth it for such a fantastic piece. Now, if you don't have a lot of storage space and you do tend to put your faux florals in a crate and they all smush in there, this may not leave you much room for anything else, but I still think it's fantastic. If you have the budget, if you have the room, go for it. Here's another example of inserting the dark red into a fall item. We've got the acorn and leaf pillow, 24 by 24, so huge and designer size. It has really beautiful piping on it and embroidered, just a lot of lovely things going for it, $36. Here we have the deep dark burgundy on a ribbed throw. And so it's very plain and understated except for the fact that it has this deep, dark, beautiful color. So I love how it's in use once again. And this one's $25, so very affordable for a lovely throw like this. If you are a fan of blue, I would imagine you've been anticipating this item since you saw it earlier. And this does remind me of the Pottery Barn emery vase, except that it doesn't have the little handle-looking detail at the edges. This one is $25, and it is a foot in diameter, so it's very big. It would look fantastic on a coffee table as it's shown here, and I love the color. This happens to be my favorite throw pillow in the collection. It's the jacquard tree pillow, 24 by 24, so huge, lovely size. $36 is priced perfectly right for me. It's got the zipper so that you can take the cover off and wash it. But yet you're still getting that filling, which is nice. And I just love the design of it. These colors wouldn't work into my personal palette, but if they do for yours, I think this is a fantastic choice. You've seen this exact pillow with the mustard and the red, and now we have this regal looking blue. It has a blue and a very muted blue-gray, and I love the embroidery. It's not really embroidery, but the little accent that separates the stripes. Very pretty. I think this would be wonderful, and I think it would elevate a decor to make it look perhaps more luxury. I really was drawn to this basket in store, not as much online. So it looks great in person, and it's a really cute lidded basket. They're calling it square, but it does have an odd shape. That was why I thought about not showing it to you, but upon seeing it in store, I feel like it would be really great to hide away some mail. So when you walk through the door, if it's near your console or near your kitchen area or your mudroom, you can just toss it in there and deal with it later. I put together a few mood boards so that you could see how some of these pieces harmonize, and I hope you enjoy it. I have some nice relaxing music to go along with the mood boards, and then I'll catch up with you in a minute or two. I was noticing that Target Circle is having a sale this week, so these prices may be better. It's starting on July 6th, and if you wouldn't mind using my links if you do like anything that you saw in the video, because I get a very small commission, but it really helps the channel going forward. I know I already said that in the beginning of this video, but just a reminder because it really does help. And thank you to those of you who already do that and have done that, and thank you in advance if you decide to. So guys, I made my first friends on YouTube. The channel Bob and Brad, they are physical therapists. They sent me a present, and I haven't really had that much interaction with other YouTubers. I would like to, but these guys sent me this massager, and it is something that physical therapists use. That's what they are. My niece just became one, and she said, this is what we use. So thanks, guys. So specifically, this isn't sponsored, by the way. It's just a gift from friendly YouTubers. So this was something that my husband used on his tennis elbow. He had it for about a year, maybe a year plus. Went to the doctor. The doctor told him to do some stretches and things like that. And he used this for 3 days, and it's gone. This was a few months ago, actually, that he used it, and it's been gone ever since. He doesn't play tennis, by the way. It's just that people get that pain right above your elbow, and his doctor was like, well, maybe you don't play tennis, but you have tennis elbow. Anyway, thank you, Bob and Brad. I love your channel. I've used your stretches when I've had workout injuries, and I specifically searched the stretch, and you were the guys who had it, and they give, wholesome, healthy advice as well. So if you haven't seen their channel, please take a peek. Bob and Brad on YouTube. And this is available on Amazon, and I'll link it too. So thanks very much, guys. Thanks so much for watching Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. We'll be back with another video next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.